All right, traders, let's take a look at the markets and make sure to stick around to the end because I'm going to get into testing the market timing indicator on a number of altcoins. So look forward to that. That's going to be pretty interesting to see. But first, I want to see what the market has to offer. This is a quick scan. My system tells me I don't need to do anything at any time for anyone, for any reason. Touch grass strategy. I'm just here because I want to be and because I want to share with you guys something that's working awesome. So welcome in fam, much love, Trav here. Let's get into it. Now, the positions that I have on are paper, and I'm going to explain why I think paper trading is a great thing for people to do. All of my money right now is currently invested in my Forex bots, and that's how we're trading. I'm waiting for another dip buy opportunity on the assets that I believe in, and when that happens, I'm going to come in with real money. Right now, I'm just paper trading because all my money, all my capital was there, and I didn't have time to move it. And I wanted to forward test it, and paper trading is great for forward testing. It is great for building good habits. It's great for staying connected to the markets when you have nothing else, when you have other things going on, or a way to trade when your money is deployed in something else. And it's a way to build confidence and build success. So I'm a big fan of paper trading. And yeah, and regardless, we took the trades and we're in them. So this is I'm not going to say it's purely algorithmic, but it's definitely a system trade. So I took this dip buy on US 100, which you can see is floating $9,232 right now. I had my first buy right here, and then I had an add-on right up here, advanced my stop, which so far is going beautifully. I only risked about $900, so right now this position is running at about 10R, which is fantastic, amazing, and there's nothing to do for ages. We can just sit in it. So these are the positions that we're in. We're at 108,000 in equity, floating about $16,000 in profit. US 2000 had a little deeper pullback. It hasn't taken out this high. I'm waiting to take this high to add an advance to the position. For now, just sitting in it. Also risked about 900, so running about between 3 and 4R. About 4R actually, right? US 500 got into this one more recently, sitting around break even. I didn't really like how the dip looked. It wasn't that clean, didn't give a clean signal. US 30, I tried once only and got stopped out and could have got back in here. And I haven't bought because we got rejected at the all-time high. If we're able to clear that in July, then I would be interested. EU 50, I got stopped out break even, all good. JP 225, Oz 200, I'm waiting to take this high to maybe add on to my positions. Gold, I'm in this Bitcoin position since down here. I got in a day late, doesn't really matter. Had a couple add-ons. It's running at around 3R. Almost got stopped out, but wasn't. But regardless of what happens, if we start coming back to a new all-time high, then I will be buying and adding on. ETH, I got stopped out of my ETH position from a buy down here at around 6R, 5R maybe, which is pretty fine. I'm okay with it. I maybe should have used a wider stop, used an ATR measure for a wider stop because I wouldn't mind still being in it, but I can get back in if we take this high here, and I may do that. And it's true I'm paper trading these breakouts, but I'm waiting for the data to come back. The dip buys seem to work way better, so I don't want to risk real money on the breakouts right now. I'm waiting for a dip buy. But, we had a losing dip buy here, potentially losing, and a winning dip buy here. And we go back before that. When did we last have a signal on ETH was all the way down on this day, which would have been a great buy, but a great track record. But how long was that from here to here in times of duration? That was in October all the way until May. So we're looking at 6 months in between signals. So I don't expect to be trading live on dip buys anytime soon, waiting for price to climb up and to pull back, potentially. We'll see what happens when we get there. So now that that's done, let's play around with the indicator a little bit. and take a look at some things. So first I want to look at ETH. Now, the indicator that I have, this is very much a beta. It needs work, but it's really impressed me. If we look down here, we had a buy on September 11 on ETH, and then we had a buy on October 12th. And both of these would have ran, yes, we would have had some losing signals. It's true. This is maybe a bit of this one would have held. This one would have held. Here in this section, how many wins do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 wins, 4 losses. Sometimes we'll actually be losing, but the wins are so much bigger than the losses. We're talking huge wins, right? So we're sitting in these, sitting in these, sitting in these, and a couple signals here that are running as well. It doesn't signal that often, but that's what we do. So I wanted to look at some of the better performing altcoins to see if it made sense to, yeah, see we had buys on the whole market here on that day. I wanted to see, yeah, and then on the altcoin market, look at the signals. We had a signal buy on August 23, which potentially wouldn't have been stopped out, would have ran forever. And also on June 23, couple signals. I mean, you can tell it works pretty well for looking at the market as a whole. Yeah, there's some losers on the way down, but even the losers move into profit for a while and maybe give you a chance to advance your stop. I know there would have been a sell signal right here, actually. But again, it's better to get stopped out repeatedly than to um, just be underwater 50%, especially when you get a signal to get back in later. Yeah, we had a signal at the bottom of March 12th. So again, this signal is still being developed. It's going to change a little bit. The signal is going to change, and there's going to be an additional signal, which will be the breakout buy. So look at the total market cap, flash to buy on this day. Couple losing signals, nice buy on this day. Day at the bottom was a buy. Couple nice signals. Okay, let's look at the altcoin market. Let's look at PayPay. This one is something that was interesting is we had a lot of losing signals on PayPay, but this one winning signal right here runs for fucking ever. Awesome signal, right? We could have it. Let's set the ATR at like 125. Okay. In theory, an entrance like this is running at 125 R now. Yeah, maybe you had 5 losses before that, but pff, you could be up 120 times your risk. You risk $1,000, you start off by losing 5,000, but then you make 125,000. Oof. And not to mention, actually, if we look, there was an add-on buy here and an add-on buy here. And yeah, actually, we probably would have got stopped out right in here, potentially. No, actually, this one, yeah, maybe, depending on the ATR, but this one we would have held. So PayPay, another one I was looking at was Whiff, never gave a signal, it didn't have enough price history. Jasmy, which went insane. Gave a number of losing signals actually. Oh, this one worked pretty well. This one worked pretty well too. Um, these ones, but we would have had breakout buys here potentially. But we did get a signal right here, and how's that signal performing? It's performing pretty great. Okay, let's look at ETC, has a buy here that would be working. Looks like this one, depending on the ATR, maybe would or wouldn't have been stopped out. So something I like about the indicator is depending on the asset, we can change the stop loss, and depending on your preference as well. 1.5 would have held. We could be in there from there. Um, this was a nice signal that worked for a while and would have been stopped in profit. I mean, even if some of these signals come back around, like we buy here, at some point our stop loss gets advanced to here and we get stopped out in profit. So it doesn't need to go forever to make money on these. ARB, TON, TON had some interesting signals. Obviously, we have the bottom buy here, which is working. There was some decent breakouts over here. These dip buys actually didn't work that well. I don't know why this one isn't. I do know why, the setting. So this one worked pretty well. And again, I'm kind of cherry picking. I am aware that, hey, there's losers in here, but this is a system where you're looking for one big win. Sitting in Solons. Solana actually had a bottom buy signal here that ran forever. Although, depending on how you did it, we might have got stopped out in this range, but then could have bought back in right in here and then continued up higher and then ended up getting stopped out up in here, which is fine. Like, not trading this chop is okay, but we would have been in there. No, that's Cardano. I thought that was Solana. Wow. Cardano. And then Solana. Solana gave a buy. We could advance our stop, not get stopped out, advance our stop, not get stopped out, advance our stop, not get stopped out, continue, not get stopped out. Would have finally got stopped out in here, but you can see how insane this is. Yeah, so, question for me is if I want to just trade crypto or if I want to trade index futures. You kind of get to choose. But I mean, regardless, it's not very much trading. You can manage all of it. Um, yeah, I mean, obviously, recently this worked, and there were some trades that, well, I mean, even this one, we would end up getting stopped out over here for a profit. So, yeah, on the way down. So, something you can do is just also not be a buyer under the 200 SMA, which would save you from I mean, I don't really like that setting because, look, I mean, the buy that finally went insane was under, but yeah, I mean, I like it, works great, and yeah, there'll be a link. There's a link below. It's not available yet. It's gonna have some new features added, but you can sign up for the pre-sale if you want. Doesn't cost any money to put in your info. It's gonna have a price. I'm gonna make it affordable though. And yeah, we're gonna trade this way and let's do it together. All right, much love, yo. Appreciate you and look forward to talking to you soon. Seeing you on the inside there. Peace.